Watch! Here with another edition of Amber Watch News, I'm Walter Crayon. Some breaking news in the Amberverse today with Amber's ex, Erica, formerly known as Valentine, coming forward with some serious tea. This comes immediately following Amber's failed fling with ultra-lesbo/feeder Tommy Salami, who clearly was only ever meant to be a rebound. Along with various text receipts and questionable photos, the most notable piece of drama surrounding this situation type deal has got to be the 18-minute phone call, or should I say confrontation, between Erica's wife Brittany and Amberlynn herself. Drink will flow and blood will spill in today's top story. But for those details, we'll have to pass it along to Tyler at You Guys Have to Realize. Tyler?
Hello, and welcome to a very special expose episode of You Guys Have to Realize.
Good morning, darling. I trust you slept well. I hope I wasn't too much of an animal.
Today we're here to talk about Erica, coming forward with her wife Brittany to oust Amberlynn about her recent breakup. That's right, Erica and her wife Brittany just came out of the Shadowlands with all kinds of information about Amber. Out of all the things I've covered in the Amberverse, this might be the most drama to date. It's definitely the most drama-laden thing I've seen all year, so girls, get ready. You know, there are a lot of us in the Amberverse. Some of us drive luxury vehicles, and some of us ride on unicycles. Me, I drive a Volvo station wagon, so if you're ready, grab a tight-fitting shirt and some weights, and strap in, because we are headed back towards the Amberverse. Working on this editing might take a couple hours. Make some bagels taste sour, then I take a shower.
Here we go again.
Amazon unboxing till it makes me feel better. Then I'll cover up the comments like some stretches in my sweater. Ready? Ain't felt this good since I broke up with Becky. I get my Torrid on, I'm feeling sexy. Miss my pill reminders cause I'm on too many meds. Yeah, I gotta stay in bed, but I'm feeling good. I don't do my taxes, I might need some help. I don't plant a garden, I get lettuce off the shelf. I don't wanna work hard, I just want the clout. I don't like my girlfriend, so I switch them out. I don't wear a seatbelt, it only slows me down. When I order Uber Eats, I gotta have the hash browns. Yeah, I got a couple lawsuits, I had to leave town. I don't have a license, my mom drives me around. Target haul, Torrid haul, don't check the price, I got it. That money stacking up like those calories I count. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than usual, as I have a whole phone call to show you. Before that though, I'll go over who Erica is, along with a myriad of other accusations she has to talk about. In my last video, I mentioned how Tommy and Valentine may be the same person, and immediately after, I started getting comments about how that was simply not the case. I got some comments about the channel Salty Crab, which I had never seen before. They had some new info about Valentine. Someone knew somebody, one thing led to another, and Erica's Instagram got leaked. Salty Crab had a video about that, showing a now familiar-looking weightlifter, with their identity left out, I should say.
As you guys can see, Erica is very into going to the gym and weightlifting, clearly takes it very seriously. So Erica messaged Amberlynn first, and that is how the whole relationship got started. They talked constantly and FaceTimed each other, but they never met. Erica never wanted to go visit Amberlynn, mostly because she was in fact married. But she was telling Amberlynn that she was going to move in with her in August. She never had any intentions of doing so.
Turns out she was onto something, because the very next day, our good friend Apathetic Facts had a new video posting the entire story with receipts. Erica and Brittany contacted Apathetic and wanted to make this public. So this is all totally fair game, girls. Let's get right into this absolute madness we call the Amberverse.
I do want to say how this all started was me and Brittany were sitting in bed and we saw one of Amberlynn's posts talking about masculine women. And Brittany looked at me and I looked at her and I was like, what if I messaged her? Right? So our first message was, I was like, I think I said like masculine women question mark or something like that. And she messaged me back and we were messaging for a while, back and forth, just like talking. And then, of course, it started becoming a problem between Brittany and I, because I was like, apparently, I guess her true colors were showing, whatever. She did ask if I was with anyone, and so I had talked to Brittany, and I was like, what should I tell her? And Brittany was like, tell her that, like, we're still technically married, but that, you know, we aren't like technically together, but we're like by law still married. So I gave her that story and rode with it for a while. And of course I do deserve this backlash that I'm getting because I trolled her for a while and just kind of like get like a kick out of it, you know, whatever. It's Amberlynn Reid. I wasn't a big fan of her for a very long time, and she does know. I openly told her, Amberlynn, that, you know, I used to watch her and I disliked her extremely at one point, and of course she wasn't too fond of that. So the conversation continued, and then it got, you know, kind of out of hand. And so also, I'd like to point out that while I was talking to Amberlynn, she was talking to a girl named Danielle that was also married. I don't know like the full details behind that whole situation. I just know that I was kind of like the back burner person of this whole triangle that she had going on. Like, she was talking to another girl named Abby, and then she was telling me about her friend named Alexis, and then she was telling me about Danielle and how she was crazy over her and blah, blah, blah.
So Erica was indeed a troll, and it was always a troll to begin with, apparently. Even Erica's wife, Brittany, was in on it at first. And how many women was Amber talking to? 4? 5? Let's count them. Erica, Tommy, Danielle, Alexis, Abby. That's 5 women. If that's true, then my God, what are all these women thinking?
We kind of just like started talking more and more and more. And then, you know, my wife was like, hey, you know, I don't want you talking to her anymore. So there was a time where we didn't talk, but shortly after did start talking again. I'm not a good person for like doing this. And I know that I'm not. And, you know, whenever me and Amberlynn supposedly like broke. Okay. I'm backtrack. I'm going too far ahead. Just give me a second. So we kept talking. She started becoming really possessive. She started, you know, talking about Brittany, how I always choose her first, and that I won't be her girlfriend and I wouldn't choose her. And so on, I think it was like Valentine's Day or whatever, she was giving me a hard time about it, and it more so felt forced, and that was through text. So if she tries to show those texts, you'll see that was a forced agreement for me and her to be in a relationship. And so I was like, so what would this relationship be? And she was like, just more loyal, more communication, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I can deal with that, you know, whatever. And that was where it came about.
Okay, so the relationship got started with trolling, then became a sort of halfway relationship, halfway friendship, because Amber forced it to happen? Actually, that sounds pretty normal for the Amberverse. I suppose we'll never know the actual depths of Amber and Erica's relationship. It could just be a friendship, it could be more than that. But it's very important to remember that they never met one time. With a person as manipulative as Amber, it's difficult to say what exactly Erica did wrong here. Because honestly, it just doesn't seem like much of a real relationship to me at all. It seems very one-sided and forced, and I guess that's exactly what Erica said, right? Amber forced the relationship to happen on Valentine's Day with a psychotic demand for loyalty from a married woman.
We continued talking, and things got more and more in depth with each other, and I was actually starting to second guess, like, her as a person. You know, maybe the haters are wrong, you know, maybe she isn't a bad person, because the side that I saw of her wasn't the person that I saw on YouTube. Like, the side she gave of me was different. So I don't know if that's like manipulation or if that's masking. I don't know. I'm not very good with psychology. Even though I should be well-rounded in it, I'm not. And things got out of hand. We said things we shouldn't have said to each other. I never said anything bad about my wife to her. That's one thing that really made her upset, was like, if anything, like, you know, my wife had switched jobs, and she tried to, like, Amberlynn tried to say, oh, you know, your wife's at home more, because she took some time off, and Amberlynn was upset because my wife was home more and I couldn't talk to her much. And she said, oh, well, she quit her job because she's being a baby. And I was like, no, she quit because, you know, like, it was two different conversations, but I basically was saying, like, she's taking a bigger pay raise, and a better opportunity. It's not because she's being a baby. That's not who she is. And it would upset her that I always talked about, if my wife came into conversation, I was talking about her in a more positive light. And my wife is not some crazy person that Amberlynn is saying she is. Anyways, I'm getting off subject here. My apologies. So we would talk. We FaceTimed. Anytime I looked off, I was looking at my phone, she would always question me. She was wanting me to send screenshots of my inbox and my text messages and stuff, and who I'm talking to.
What?
When Erica says that she starts to feel bad for Amber for the hate that she gets, I feel bad for Erica. She's falling right into the trap. Don't worry though, because that attitude changes real fast. And how could it not with those insane requests from Amber? I can tell you right now, people in healthy relationships, they don't do this. Demanding addresses, a picture of her message inbox. How paranoid can you be?
Where are you?
I understand people get insecure, but this is just not okay.
She was kind of becoming possessive, and she was questioning me all the time. So, she was like, why don't you leave the house, go to the store or something so you can call me? And I'm like, no, my wife has 360. So me and my wife have 360, and we know where each other are at any given time. So, it's not like I'm running around doing crazy stuff. So she made the comment saying, I need you to put me on Life 360. So I was like, no, not going to do that. A couple weeks go by, and she's still pestering me about it. And I agreed to it, and like an idiot. And she was Googling every address I would go to, finding out. Yeah, sorry, I am nervous, very nervous. Because I'm the piece of crap in this situation. My wife should not be getting any of this backlash. If anybody should get backlash, it should be me. I just don't want, I'm freaking freaked out by the Kiwi Farm people and Reddit and all these haters. Hey, I was one of them, and I did something stupid, and I misjudged her, and I was, I don't want to say she casted a spell on me, but she it was almost like manipulation at its finest. And I will say that woman is a professional. There was times where I was questioning my reality, what the fuck is going on, because of the things that we would talk about. Yeah, that was the gist of our relationship. We FaceTimed, we talked, we sent pictures, whatever. She knew where I was. She asked where I was going. She was always questioning me. She would ask me, when was the last time I kissed my wife? I need to tell her every time I kiss my wife. I need to tell her every time I have sex with my wife. Because she eventually found out that me and my wife were not technically married, that we were married, and we did have an active relationship, and that we have been together for a long time, and that we were, affectionate, everything like that. And she was upset about it, of course, but, she forgave me. And, I was upset for hurting her feelings, of course, because she cried about it. She was hurt by it, and, people crying upsets me. And so I was I'm a big piece of shit. I'm still a big piece of shit for all of this. And if I could take it all back, I would. Okay. I don't know what type of backlash I'm going to get for giving you all this information. I'm hoping that, this gets the people off of my wife's back. If anything, cuss me out, call me a piece of shit, blare my picture on Reddit, anywhere you want to do, but I don't want my wife getting backlash for this. Me and her moved past this, actually.
I had never heard of Life 360 until yesterday, but I guess that's kind of how I've been living my life for the past 5 or 6 years now. Life 360 is a term used to describe your personal relationship with your significant other. It means that you keep track of each other's whereabouts all the time.
Where are you?
You would think it would be like Life 365 for 365 days a year, but it's Life 360, every direction. I don't really get that. You damn kids with your new age slang. Anyway, I can't believe Erica agreed to that, even if it was after several attempts. Is Amber just that persuasive? Did she drink liquid luck or something? Does she have a really high speech level? Sounds pretty manipulative to me. I will never understand what draws these women to Amber outside of money or a weird fetish, because she is just horrible.
June 9th. I'm sitting, this is the time frame where I'm kind of trying to push Amberlynn away, not really talking to her much, I was trying to let her down easy, and like not being like, okay, we need to end things, because I tried to multiple times, and she would like literally FaceTime me and show her whole face crying, her makeup. She would send me crazy videos of her and songs and like trying to get my attention, whatever, saying I made her triggered, she has abandonment issues, and you know, she was begging for me not to end things. And she claims that I was like cheating on her, but she was wanting me to give her information about my sex life with my wife, you know. And of course I didn't tell her every single time. Like I didn't feel like that was necessary at all. But when she would ask, I'd tell her, you know, yeah. So it was, this whole thing is basically, and it should have never happened. So continuing, I'm trying to push her away. She's messaging me every day and blah, 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 blah. And like, I tried to make things up to like get her to kind of like back off, whatever. She messaged me on the day my uncle died, and my uncle like died, and I had a mental breakdown in the Taco Bell parking lot, you know, getting food. I'm having a mental breakdown, and I told her, like, hey, I just found out my uncle died. Like, I need some time. I needed time. And I told her, like, hey, this is a whole ordeal for me. Like, I'm trying to figure things out with the family, figure things out with this, that, and the third. And then she's wondering, she's more concerned about if I miss us, like me and her. She's like, do you miss us? Do you miss me? You know, are we still together? And I'm like, I don't think that, you know, we should do this anymore. Basically, like, I did give her the whole spiel, like, oh yeah, you know, this isn't right. You know, you don't deserve this. And, you know, no one else deserves this. She said, okay, friends it is. So I don't know who broke up with who. I basically told her, like, I couldn't, like, do this anymore. And so she's saying that she broke up with me. That's fine. She can say whatever she wants. But I wanted to get my story out to you at least. Yeah, I watch your stuff. You know, whenever I used to watch your stuff a lot. I tried to stay off of YouTube since this whole, like, crap has been going on. After that, she would not stop messaging me. Like, from June 9th up until... what was it, June 23rd?
16th.
Oh, no, June 16th. She would not...
I think it was sometime between the 16th and the 23rd.
Oh, no. We broke... June 9th, my uncle died. We broke up on the 16th. So I was trying to ignore her and, you know, kind of like let it die out. You know, let someone else find her. Let someone else find her. Let someone else get her attention. Sorry, June 15th, we were talking, and, you know, that's whenever things ended. June 9th was when my uncle died. So June 15th, whatever, we broke up. So she keeps messaging me every day for like the next week. And me and Brittany are in the bedroom, you know, trying to watch a movie. And like, I told her I'm watching a movie. And this is kind of like where, you know, the truth came out. And Brittany like was like, who are you talking to? And I told her, I said, you know, Amberlynn won't leave me alone, basically. Like, will not leave me alone. I was trying to give her every excuse I could to not talk to her anymore. And she wasn't budging. She was like trying to, I don't know when this other person came in the picture that is currently whatever she's with. I don't care. I just know that there is nothing exciting about me. And there's nothing exciting about my wife as far as YouTube is concerned. So please, like, yes, I'm the biggest cheating piece of shit spouse on YouTube right now. You can go ahead and say that. But please, like, leave my wife out of this. Like, you know, she did know partially. It was supposed to be a troll. It was supposed to be a joke. It was supposed to be this, that, and the third. But I fell for the stupid. I was stupid and I fell for the bullshit. I regret it majorly. Oh, like, as far as like flirting, like basically like saying flirtatious stuff to each other, things like that. Like basically like cheating, like having a emotional cheating relationship. Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack a little bit as far as like how August 1st came about. like, whenever the whole, like, agreement of the relationship happened, she's like, well, we need to meet, you know? And I was like, well, when? And she's like, pick a date. And I didn't pick the date. She ended up picking the date. It was August 1st, of course. And she was wanting me to move in and things like that. And so that's how August 1st came about, was, you know, she thought that I was going to leave. And I did lead her on and basically say, yeah, I'll be there August 1st. Sure, I'll be there August 1st. You know, because she asked every single day. Like, it was if it wasn't every single day, it was every week, multiple times a week. And things got out of hand. You know, if I didn't talk to her she was like clocking me too. Like, if I didn't message her back, she would say, where'd you go? What have you been doing the last 6 minutes? And I'm like, 6 minutes? So I started being stern with her. I was like, you're not gonna time me. Like, this is not what we're doing. Like, we had fights, we had arguments and things like that. And, you know, we had arguments about my wife. We had arguments about, you know, my friends. And apparently, I made her stop talking to her friends. No, she was always telling me about the things that her friends were saying to her. So Alexis, oh, that's a whole nother story. Abby, that's a whole nother story. Abby is like literally 22 years old and was mean to Amberlynn and said mean things to her. Oh, and also, apathetics facts. The friends that visited her was not Alexis. It was not Tommy, whoever. It was Eric and Ricky.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Eric and Ricky are the two friends that was at her apartment because, you know, I knew. So back on track. Abby was one of the girls she was talking to, and then they became good friends. And she was always telling me the disrespectful shit that Abby would say to her. And I'm like, why are you friends with this person? You know, I wouldn't even give them the time of day. And then Alexis, she said a bunch of things about Alexis, like personal things about Alexis. I don't want to share it, but like, homegirl thinks Alexis is her best friend in the world. Alexis thinks Amberlynn is her bestest friend in the world. Well, guess what? Like, Amberlynn talks about Alexis to me, saying she gives me the ick and the things she says to me, blah, 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 blah. So I didn't make her stop talking to anybody. Amber made that decision on her own. And she even said on her, you know, she even told me, like, she becomes like obsessed with people that she's with, and she tends to cut out her friends. I didn't make her stop talking to anybody. So this 18-minute phone call that you're going to be getting, it's 18 minutes and 32 seconds long of a discussion between Amberlynn and my wife on speakerphone. She was trying to tell my wife that I'm crazy and that, you know, she was wearing rose-tinted glasses, which, you know, that was a whole ordeal. You know, both of us were. It was a fucked up situation. And it was an emotional cheating relationship, and it should have never fucking happened. I went with it, and it was stupid, and I regret it, and I wish I never did it. And of course, I'm not perfect, but I'm not going to sit here and be trolled about something that isn't true. Like, I'm telling my story, and I'm being honest now so that things don't get turned around more than what they already are. And Amberlynn is a fucking liar. I will confirm that. She's lied. I don't know how long this Tommy person was in her life. I don't really care, honestly. But I wanted to get my side out to you. That was the gist of it. You know, it was an emotional relationship that should have never happened. She tried to get me to move in. I acted like it was going to fucking happen instead of me. I was being and basically giving her false hope. And I should have womaned up and been like, no, like, it's not going to happen. I'm staying with my fucking wife. Like, why would I give up what I have here and come living in a one-bedroom apartment with you whenever all I hear in the background is sirens and people hollering in the streets? Like, that's not where my peace is. And it was like I was too deep to get out, that I had to get my own wife to help me. Like, that's where it got to with her. Also, I'd like to add that the day after the first conversation between my wife and Amberlynn, like as far as like, you need to leave Erica alone. The day after, I blocked Amberlynn's number, blocked her on everything, deleted her number. My stupid ass even like deleted the phone number and everything like that. And so she messaged me on a fake number the next day because she thought that my wife took my phone. That's the story my wife gave her, but I was really sitting right there during the whole phone call. Apparently, she told Amberlynn, yeah, I took her phone, we were at the pool, but we weren't. We were in the bedroom trying to watch a movie. So, she messaged me the next day and said, hey, it's Amberlynn. Your wife called me. I didn't know what else to say. She cornered me. I told her everything, and that she wanted me to unblock her number and call her and then reblock it, basically. Pretty much, hey, block my number, but unblock it whenever we can talk. So that's what, I didn't respond to that. I should have screenshot it and sent it to Brittany, but I just wanted it to be over with. I didn't think that things would get blown out of proportion like this, especially with my wife. She is not the one to blame here because she didn't know about the 95% of the situation. She knew for the first little bit of it, because we were trolling her, honest to God, trolling her. And I was I wasn't trying to get money from her. I never asked her for money, so that she said about with money, or if she said anything about money, I never asked her for money. Didn't talk to her about money, didn't care to. It was just, it should have been something, it was stupid. It was a huge mistake. It was dumb. If I could take it back, I would. It's, people are definitely blowing things way out of proportion. I just don't want my wife getting drug into this in a negative manner, because she didn't know, and there is more to Amberlynn than people know. Of course, she does use her BPD as a crutch. She says, every time she got upset with me, or if I didn't respond in a timely manner, she would basically say I'm triggering her BPD and things like that. So I basically felt majority of the time, not necessarily a gun to my head, but making me feel sorry for her. And at one point I was maybe she really isn't a bad person and people just make her out to be, even though I should have damn well knew because of her past. But everyone makes dumbass decisions. As you can see, I made one. This was fucking stupid. Honestly, like I said earlier, when I say Amberlynn is a pro with her words and how she breaks things down and how she gets in people's heads. I dealt with criminals for close to 10 years. I worked in a maximum custody prison, and I dealt with inmates, and I was not manipulated by not a damn one of them. As far as doing anything I shouldn't have done. She has a way with manipulating people, and I've never in my life been manipulated like this before, ever. And yeah, I have no excuse. Again, I'm gonna keep saying, this was a bad decision, and I'm stupid. Make a meme out of me if you want to. I don't care. Just leave my wife out of it, is all I'm asking.
And this is me, Brittany, aka the crazy ex-wife. So, I had noticed that Erica basically had her phone glued to her forehead for months. And, she does a lot of Olympic weightlifting. And I thought, okay, well, she's editing. She spends a lot of time in the gym. Never really thought much about it until, she mentioned that we were watching a movie, and I looked over and I seen paragraphs upon paragraphs. And she switched her phone off real fast, and I was like, no, who are you talking to? And then, you know, it came out that she was still talking to Amber. I had thought that had ended months ago. And yeah, we together initiated a troll. And that's what we were doing, just to see if we could get some kind of reaction back, some kind of message. And that's as far as it was supposed to go. I have since read through everything that was on Erica's phone, and I am, I'm a therapist. That's what I do. And when I tell you that this is one of the most dangerously manipulative people that I have ever met, Amber Lynn is one of the most dangerously manipulative people I have ever met. It's true. What everybody says is true. And, I fell victim to this. It was not supposed to go as far as it did. So the day I found out, I had called Amber, and I'm like, so how long has this been going on? I didn't tell her who I was. Obviously, I was calling from Erica's phone. She just spilled it. She was crying. I'm like, that with all of this stuff that I have, all these texts, all these pictures, this would be a circus for you. Like, I could, really make things really difficult for you if I wanted to. But I didn't. I didn't try to get any kind of retribution. I was not vengeful. I did not say anything out of the way to her. I was just like, please, look, this is it. Stop contacting my wife. This is it. Just be done. Don't message her anymore. So then she started messaging her, and I didn't know that until recently, after Erica had already blocked her number, blocked her everything. Apparently, she was still trying to have a relationship with Erica after all of that. Block me and then unblock me. Like, who wants to stay with someone like that? Like, how desperate do you have to be trying to chase after a married woman? Me and Erica have been married for 9 years. 9 years. And we're both normal people. We're not feeders. We're not crazy. We are just both normal people. So when I found out that Amber Lynn had been trying to contact Erica, I called her, and it was on the 4th of July. And I'm like, what else do I not know? Like, I specifically told you, do not contact. No means no. In the first conversation, she's like, oh, as much as, it's, crazy to say, I still want to remain friends with her. Like, are you serious? You want to remain friends with my wife who you just had an affair with, and you're literally telling me this to my face? Like, what kind of person does that? I really appreciate the fact that she calls me the crazy ex-wife. That's great. She knew I was never really an ex. I still lived in the house. She knew about our relationship the whole time, as you'll see when you hear the phone call. I really just don't appreciate being victimized over and over and over and over. Really makes you step back and think about people's mental health and how destructive people are being. And I even coached her. I'm like, Amber, you really need to stop talking to people on the internet that you don't know, because you don't know these people. And lo and behold, she was talking to AKA Tommy the entire time she was talking to Erica. 16 hours after I caught the whole thing, Tommy was already with a plane ticket ready to haul ass to Oklahoma. So she was having multiple different relationships with multiple different people. I kind of see as Tommy also a victim. Tommy probably has no idea that Erica was even a thing the entire time they were talking. Oh, and by the way, let me add, I did not harass Amber Lynn. The first phone call, she called me. Well, she thought she was calling Erica, but she was really calling me. And then the only time I even had contact with her was on July 4th. And that is all she has heard from me. And that was from me telling her to leave my wife alone. That's when the whole Tommy thing took place. And I was like, okay, good, this shit is over. And apparently not. So I guess since she can't get to Erica, she's just this is her way of trying to get retribution on that whole situation. I haven't watched any of the videos. This was from an anonymous source that was kind of the whistleblower on this whole situation, because I had no idea that any of this was going on. All I know is I got contacted today by one of the whistleblowers. And then lo and behold, there I am everywhere, on everything, just out here trying to live a normal life. Unlike some people who are sitting on their couch and crazy. I mean, that's about it. So I would say, to sum it all up, Amberlynn had an imaginary relationship with a person that she absolutely did not know, and now she's just using that to make money. And how she has subscribers sitting there, I don't understand people.
So as you can see here, Brittany claims that Amber allegedly cost her $2,400. I'm not sure how or why, but if that's a question you want answered, they should be going live at some point. Here's their channel.
All right, so first time Amber calls Erica and Brittany answers. Holy crap, I wish we had that phone call. Then after getting found out and blocked, she still tries to start a relationship with Erica and keep it from her wife. What is wrong with you, Amber? That's when the second call takes place, and Brittany straight up confronts her. This one, Brittany had had enough, and calls Amber directly. On the 4th of July, I'll add, the anniversary of her breakup with Jade. And when I tell you she came out swinging, I am not joking. One word out of Brittany's mouth and you can just tell, this country woman is not to be trifled with. Kinda makes you wonder what Erica was thinking. I tell you what, if that were Lily, oh my God, I would be terrified. Country women are the most terrifying force on the face of this planet, and I would not wish that twangy wrath on my worst enemy. But let's go, girls. Let's get right into this freaking phone call. We're gonna be talking about this for a while.
Hello?
So who reached out to who?
Huh?
So who reached out to who?
What do you mean?
Did you reach out to Erica, or did she reach out to you?
When?
What do you mean when?
Like for the very first time?
The last time you spoke to her.
The last time I messaged her was just letting her know that like you called, and then pretty much just like the final goodbye type thing.
Why would you reach out to her again?
It was just like the final goodbye.
I
just felt like
there's no final goodbye. Like, what does that even mean?
I felt like I needed to, but we don't talk anymore. We haven't talked since the phone call, so.
So even after I told you not to contact her again, you still did. Why?
Because it was like I wanted closure, and then not only that, but like she contacted me, I would say, I don't know, less than a week ago, like upset about some TikTok I posted, and I never responded.
So you mean to tell me you're not posting anything about her online?
No one knows her name, nothing about her. Nope, that is something that I told her I would never do.
I lived a double life. I don't understand. Like no means no.
Huh?
No means no. Like, no means no.
Yeah, that's correct. That is why I do not speak to her any longer.
I just don't understand, like, you have an entire relationship with somebody you don't know, that you know is married. Like, what do you think is gonna come out of that? Like, that's the part I don't understand. To keep reaching out, like, I don't get it.
I didn't keep reaching out. I reached out the one time as a way of, like, a weird closure thing, because she did become like a really good friend of mine as well, on top of everything else. I was losing that, and that kind of like was rough.
So what did you say to her for your closure that you needed? I'm really curious.
Well, I haven't gotten like a full closure thing. I kind of just realized it's not gonna happen. But
like, how long did it take you to realize that it's not gonna happen?
It took me a long time, actually. I'm being honest. Yeah.
The part that's got me up is that A, you knew about me. B, you were looking me up on Instagram. That shit is fucking creepy.
Right. I thought that you guys were married for financial reasons, so...
Is that what she said?
Yeah. That is what she originally said, yes. And that you guys weren't in love anymore, and you guys... I mean, it's like... I don't really know.
So, I kind of skimmed through the text.
Yeah, I understand that. I would have done the same thing.
Like, do you know how demented it is to tell somebody that's married not to have sex with their spouse? Like, do you know how crazy that sounds?
Like I said, I thought you guys were just married for financial reasons.
You really need help. Like, you really need help.
Probably.
So, I expect not to see any more videos.
Correct.
No more, nothing. Not a word, not a peep.
And I absolutely respect that.
I thought you respected that the other day when I told you, do not call, do not reach out. None of that.
I did that one time, and I want you to know, like, I had, like, there was an open line of communication that I did not take.
On YouTube.
Because I was respecting you, and I was respecting
Saying
myself
that
and the
to her
people
and
in
I
my
was living a
life.
double life.
So that's why I literally did not reply to her message. Like, I don't know what she's telling you versus me. Erica is obviously a known cheater and liar. I finally have my rose-tinted glasses completely off. Like, she's crazy, and she knows it, and I'm sure you do too. I got roped into shit. Like, I just want the best for the both of you, and I hope that you guys find that with each other. Like, I don't really know what else to do or say anymore at this point. Like, I apologize. I was very sorry. I don't really know what else to do from this point forward.
A known cheater and liar. Did she tell you about that?
Yes, she did.
Alright.
But yet I was supposed to be different. You know how it goes. So I mean, I have answered your questions to the best of my ability.
I would really...
Like, I feel like she played me. What?
Yeah, she played you. Hard, like a fiddle.
Yeah. And it's crazy to me.
That's what I
Like,
said.
she sacrificed a possible future with you. Why? Like, what's the point? Like, you obviously seem like you have your head on your shoulders.
She talks so
Like-
much shit about you.
Like, you know I seen the shit you said about me too, right?
What do you mean?
Like, you know I know all that.
Like what?
Just know that I know everything you said.
So, you know, like the jealousy side of me, obviously, when I'm in a relationship, thinking that she's going to come live with me and that she's in love with me, yeah, of course. I probably did say some things because I was in a delusional state. 100,000% I can admit that. Like, she had me in a full trance, and I'm absolutely over it.
So, if you knew that she was a cheater, why still talk to her?
Because she said, I'm different. You're so different, Amberlynn. You're so different, baby. I love you. And I love the way you make me feel. You actually make me happy. And you're sexy. That's what I believe. Take a step back and look at it from a different angle.
Oh, I'm
like,
100% aware I'm a victim. I'm 100% aware I'm a victim. Like, I know that.
Yeah.
Had you reached out to me and be like, hey, your wife is hitting me up, you know, I probably could have saved you quite a bit of time there.
Yeah, you probably could have. I just, you know, I thought it was for financial stuff, and we were just friends for the longest. I don't know if, like, she was just faking it the whole time because she needed someone. I don't really know. I don't understand.
This is going to be another YouTube video for her. Thank you.
I don't either, because I'm pretty successful. I'm pretty smart. I'm not bad looking.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, that's one thing that Erica definitely did say about you. You're very smart, all of that good stuff. So I believe it.
Okay.
So,
it makes you wonder why she go looking somewhere else, don't it?
I mean, yeah, it just I mean, honestly, some people just can't stay with one person. I don't know why. Like, I am beyond disgustingly loyal. Like, I stopped talking to several of my friends for her because she didn't even want me talking to them. But yet, she had a full wife. Like, that she had an actual marriage with. Like, that's...
I just don't understand, like, you talk about double lives and shit, but you knew about it the whole time. Wouldn't that be you living a double life as well?
Well, I didn't find out until a long time after her and I were talking that you would actually consider it cheating, because for a long time she told me that you had a whole different relationship you were in and that you were living there. Like, Erica said a lot of lies. Like, she can go and delete the messages because I'm not a screenshot taker, but it's all there. I haven't deleted a single thing on my end. And then it was literally just a couple months ago where we had this whole, like, talk where I was like, I'm going to get to ask you whatever question because I felt in my gut something was wrong. And something was off, something just seemed weird, like she was lying to me. So I said, we're going to have a discussion where you're going to answer every single question that I have and you're going to answer it honestly.
And that's where it cuts off for now. Oh my god, that was uncomfortable. Amber just kept making it worse. Keep in mind, Brittany is an actual therapist. Amber said, I need a final goodbye, while Brittany said she needs professional help. And I'm leaning towards Brittany on this one. She said Amber was one of the most manipulative people she had ever seen, and it's possible that Tommy was also a victim of that manipulation. Although Tommy sucks, we don't care about Tommy. The best part of that whole conversation is Brittany literally having to say no means no to Amber, like she's a creepy dude on the subway. And Amber responds with, yes, that's correct. Like Brittany was asking her a question. She also says correct when Brittany tells Amber to stop putting out videos about Erica. Like she asked her. Like, no girl, she's telling you. She's threatening you. She's warning you to stay away from her spouse. You're messing with things you really shouldn't be messing with, Amber.
Conclusion.
When it comes to relationships, I think Amber might be a bit more crazy than we all realized. Talking to 2 women at once is bad enough, but 4? 5? And it wasn't just Erica who was married. Maybe wifeys 1 through 7 weren't made up after all. Who knows at this point? One thing's for sure, though. We have not heard the last about this from Amber. Not by a long shot. As much as Amber will probably say how much bigger of a person she is, pun intended, she will inevitably bring this up again at some point, because that's just Amber's brand. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Nobody breaks up with Amberlyn Reed and gets away with it. But hey, that's just my opinion. If you look underneath your seat in the Volvo station wagon, you'll find a parachute. Go ahead and pull that out and put it on and jump. And you'll be back at home safe and sound in no time. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this special episode of You Guys Have to Realize, and remind everyone that these videos are put out for entertainment purposes only. Please, please do not send any hateful or disparaging remarks to myself or anyone mentioned in these videos. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
I've been letting go, and I need you to know. Dishonest, even though it's you that runs the show. It's been a long time coming, and it's been so long since I've seen your face. I gotta stop this running. I'll never know when it's been too late. It's never been you. No, it's never been you.
It's been a while since we've had an Amber Watch News segment. You know what's funny? There's a baby sleeping right there, like 4 feet from me. She'll sleep right through this crap. Amber Watch! I'm talking in the microphone whenever I'm not in character. I'm like, hello? Amber Watch! Amber Watch! Amber Watch! Amber Watch! Amber Watch! This comes immediately following Amber's failed fling with Ultra Lesbo. Why is it always the lesbian jokes? Guys, I don't care if you're gay or not. It's just funny, okay? I don't look too bad. I don't look that bad. Lily always likes it whenever I put on the red tie and the suit.
Yeah.
She just came around the corner like... Time for some outtakes. Time for some outtakes. There aren't any outtakes. I was doing pretty good today. Okay, that was unfortunate. I started recording and then
all of a sudden my child who was sleeping in the chair woke up and she had just pooped everywhere. That was bad. What am I gonna do that's funny today? What am I gonna do that's funny? What? I gotta use my brain. Thinking? I can't think of anything funny right now. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. What?